This is an area of Saginaw that at one time was very, very occupied by Native American Indians. And a friend of mine came over here and he claimed that he had found some pottery shards in an animal, where an animal had dug out sand and dirt. And I noticed under this really massive tree, ancient tree in and of itself, that there were 2 animal burrows. I did not see any pottery. This might not even be the spot he was talking about, but I did find a collection of very ancient clamshells, which I will examine more closely later, because it is entirely possible, there's another animal burrow, it is entirely possible that they were used by Native Americans. Now, here's another, see, these are pieces of the clamshells that I was talking to you about, and the way they're broken, to me, kind of says that maybe, just maybe, they were part of an ancient meal at some point in prehistory. Here, whereas I've been finding things that deal with the late Archaic, further inland from here, this is Ojibwe Island, and here I believe that anything that would be found would be the woodland periods, probably middle to late woodland, and I will be able to, you know, verify that more when I get to look at the pottery shards that my friend found, which hopefully will be later today, and so I will include them in this video when I'm done, photographs of them. See, I've walked this area before because I've found, not here, when I lived up in Oscoda, I found a lot of pottery shards in animal burrows, and so that's why I figured, well, maybe there are here, and then maybe not, because like I said, I don't know exactly the location that my friend was in. Ojibwe Island is rich in Native American history and prehistory, and it's the most awesome place to just walk the banks. Just walk the banks and try to imagine the what it was like 1,500 years ago during the late woodland. What is a shame in Saginaw and in any city in the country is that so much has been destroyed and just isn't here any longer. But that's okay. That's okay. It is this, at least this area, is preserved. Now, what did I do? Circle back? There's a monument up here, and it looks like I did. It looks like I circled back. So if there was really a place that he found pottery here, I'm thinking it was at that tree back there where we just stopped. I don't know. Anyways, I was telling you about up in Oscoda at one burrow, my, thank God, ex-wife and I found probably about a dozen pottery shards on the surface that an animal had dug out. And then, believe it or not, as we started going through the dirt and digging into the little embankment, we ended up with probably 800 to 900 pottery shards right there, thanks to that little animal. And I remember I was writing freelance a lot and getting stuff published back then, and I remember that I wrote an article for Michigan Out of Doors and I included the information on that particular find, and made a comment like something similar to, my wife, ever resourceful, stripped off her socks, which would fit Bigfoot, and we loaded them full of pottery and took it home. They were to the bursting point, and they were, and she got so pissed when that was published. But I was trying to be funny, and I was trying to include her in in the published work. But she never had any interest in anything, public works or anything else. You know, she was, yeah, the only word I can think of is frump. Frump. Not just a frump, but a trashy frump, according to other men in that area of the world. At any rate, that's long past, and I thoroughly had fun with that find. And we're coming up here now on a monument that was put here to mark, and I'll wait till we actually get up to it, and I'll read it to you. There's a monument that says, dedicated to the memory of Henry Novell, S.J., first white man in the Saginaw Valley, offered mass on the banks of this river, December 3rd, 1675. So, a very historic spot here. Very historic spot.